for the first exercise on spatial analysis, you have been asked to add 2 layers to the map and to do some analysis. I'll go to the catalog tab, navigate where my data are stored, and I'm going to add the streets shapefile first, and then the customer's shapefile. And you have been asked to find the customers within 1 mile of I-10. You first need to know what attributes are associated with your shapefiles. In the table of content, I'll open the attribute table for the streets, and I can see that there is a column, a field which is called street name, str_name, and this is the column that stores the names of the streets, and this is where I'll find the target street. Let me close the attribute table. I first need to find I-10 from the streets shapefile. For now, let me turn off the customers layer in the table of content. To find I-10, I will use the selection tool. There are 2 of them, the select by attributes and the select by location. Here, I want to find features based on attribute. I will use select by attributes, and I have to make sure that I'm working with the correct layer, with the layer which is the layer of streets. So for layer, I will choose streets. For the method, I will leave it as create a new selection. That's what I need. And in the top window, I'll double click street name, click once on is equal to, click on get unique values to display the name of the streets in the streets layer, and I'll scroll down. It is in alphabetic order to find I-10. And when I find it, I will double click it. Now, your expression, you will read street name is equal to I-10. You can verify whether your expression is correct, because sometimes you can make a mistake, by clicking on verify. And it tells me that my expression was successfully verified. So I click OK to select I-10, and you can see now on the map that I-10 is highlighted. Now that I have found I-10, I am going to find the customers. Let me turn off the customers layer. I'm going to find the customers within 1 mile of I-10. To do that, I will use a second selection tool. The first time we use select by attribute to find item. This time we are going to use select by location to find the customers within 1 mile of I-10. Sometimes in ArcMap, you cannot see the layers. Normally, the 2 layers, street and customers, should have been posted here, and it should have been listed here, excuse me. But they are not, and the selection method is correct. So this is a bug that comes sometimes with some versions of ArcMap. But luckily, I can find the tool somewhere else. Let me close this select by location window. So if this happens to you, you go to selection and select by location, and you do not see the layers listed on the select by location window. Close it and go to the search tab, click on search, and type in select by location. And when you do that, the tools will be listed below, and I'm going to choose the first one, select by location, data management. When I click on it, it opens the tool. So my input layer will be customers, because I want to find customers. I want to find customers within a distance of I-10. So I'm going to change the relationship field within a distance, and I want to find the customers within a distance of the streets, because I-10 is part of the streets. And the search distance, excuse me, will be 1 mile. Change the units to mile. And the selection type is new selection, that is OK. I click OK to run the tool. And you can see here that the tool is running. At the bottom, you can see the select by location tool running. And when it runs, you have now all the customers within 1 mile of I-10 selected. And I can go to the customers layer in the table of content, right click it, go to selection, and I am going to create a layer for only those customers that are within 1 mile of I-10. A new layer is added to the table of content. It is named customer selection. The name does not tell much. So whenever you create a layer for after selecting features, it is a good practice to change the name in the table of content to something more explicit. So to do that, I'll click on customer selection once, and then a second time to make it editable. And then I can change the name to I-10. Now I cannot yet see well the customers within 1 mile because of the selection, because of the highlight which hides the new layer. So I am going to clear the selected features, and further I'm going to turn off the original customers layer. And now I have the customers who are within 1 mile of I-10. You can play with the symbols and do whatever you have been asked to do in an exercise or an assignment. I'm going to change the symbols so that they stand out much better. And here we go for the first exercise. And what I did was that I first used select by attribute to select I-10 among the streets, and then I used that selection and I used select by location to locate the customers who are within 1 mile of I-10. This is a way of doing it. Now there is another way. For example, if you are asked to create a map that shows only I-10 and the customers who live within 1 mile of I-10. So there is another way, and I am going to show you. All right, we have our street layer and our customers layer. We will start by selecting I-10 as we did before, using select by attributes. The target layer will be the streets, and I'll create an expression that by double clicking street name, clicking once on the sign equal to, and clicking on get unique values. Then I'll scroll down and find I-10 and double click it. My expression reads street name is equal to I-10. I click OK, and I-10 is selected. I will go to the streets layer in the table of content, right click it, go to selection, and create a layer from selected features. This is something that we did not do in the first exercise. I will create a layer for I-10, and street selection is added to the table of content. I am going to change the name to I-10. And then I will turn off the streets layer so that I have only I-10 now and the customers. and I can work on the symbol and make it more visible. Now I can find the customers who live within 1 mile of item. And to do that, I'm going to go back to the search tool, type in select by location, and choose select layer by location data management. And I want to find customers, so my input layer will be customers. I want to find customers within a distance and within a distance of I-10. And the search distance will be 1 mile. And the method will be new selection. I can run the tool. When the customers within 1 mile of I-10 are selected, I can now go to customers selection and create a layer for those customers. And I have a new layer in the table of content. I can turn off the original customers layer and then change the name of the new layer to customers underscore 1 mile. Now I will zoom to the I-10 layer in the table of content, right click, zoom to layer, and I can change the symbology of the customers if necessary. So that is it. This is the first exercise for spatial analysis.